Hello everyone, welcome back to our second class of chair yoga. Again, my name is Kelly Doro and I'm so glad you're joining me. I hope last week felt good. We just kind of, since we had an introductory week, we didn't get into a full class, but hopefully it felt good and hopefully you felt good after. So as promised, today I want to show you some modifications for the poses that you are welcome to incorporate into our practice each week. Whatever works best for your body, okay? So you know your body, you listen to it, you do what works for you. And if you can't have an extra chair today, I will show you how to do some stretching using a chair. Okay, so let's get into it. We've got lots to do. Let's get into it. Let's just start by sitting back into our chair. Whatever you did this morning or earlier today, just let it go. It might be on your mind, the things you have left to do when you get out of here. Just grab a hold of those thoughts and just let them go. Check in with your body. Your mind, is your mind busy? Are you tight anywhere? Is your jaw tight? How's your chest? Do you feel anything in your chest? Is it tight or anxious or heavy? Or your stomach, maybe you're feeling something in your stomach. Good. Let's shift our focus to our breathing. Good. Just notice if it's fast, if it's slow, if it's shallow, if it's deep, if it's in your chest, if it's in your belly. Just focus on it. Maybe your hands are on your knees now or on your legs now, and we inhale and we exhale. Inhale, starting from your diaphragm, all the way up in your throat, and exhale. Release your abdominal muscles. Let your diaphragm begin the breath. All the way up in your throat, and exhale. One more deep breath in. And exhale. Good. So our diaphragm is what really initiates our breath, right? A lot of us are chest breathers, but our diaphragm is this muscle down below our lungs, and it initiates the breath. So it contracts downward with each breath, which allows our lungs room to expand and breathe in all of that oxygen. So a lot of times we keep our stomachs nice and tight, and it's hard for our diaphragms to kind of expand down and really move enough to get a nice big breath. So this is called diaphragmatic breathing, which is new to a lot of people, and it's something that takes a lot of practice. But if we're going to get a nice, deep diaphragmatic breath, some people call it a belly breath, a lot of people call it a belly breath, then we need to think about that diaphragm initiating the breath, and then it allows everything else to open and expand. Okay, good. So that's the kind of breathing we want to keep with us while we practice together. Sitting up nice and tall, let's take our nose up to the ceiling. Inhale and exhale it down. Good, waking that neck up, inhale and exhale it down. Good, inhale it up and exhale it down. Good, now looking to one side, we inhale it in. As we exhale, our nose comes down, up to the other side. Good, inhale, exhaling it down, to the other side. And inhale, exhale it down, and inhale, exhale it down, and to the other side. Good, and looking forward, take your finger to your chin, tilt the top of your head, and take your opposite hand to the side of your head, just slowly stretching. Good. Inhale. One more inhale. And release. Good. And let's take it to the other side. So shoulders are down. Let's take it to the other side. And hand comes to the side of your head. And stretch. You can take this other hand out a little bit if you want to. It's up to you. Good. One more. And release. Good. Let's do some neck retractions. So this time, let's take our fingertips to the back of our head. Shoulders are down, lots of length through the neck. And gently press your head into your hands. Remember, your chin stays parallel to the ground. So press it and release. And press and release. Shoulders are pulling down toward the ground. Press, release, press, release, press, release. And last one, press and release. Good. Let's move on to our cat-cow. So let's move forward in our chair a little bit. Hands rest on your thighs, okay? We're going to take our belly button and our chest and our chin up toward the sky. Open it up. Nice inhale here. And exhale. Belly button, chest, and chin come in. And we stretch like a cat. Good. And inhale. Belly button, chest, chin, open up. And exhale. Belly button, chest, and chin. Good. And last one. Inhale it open. Even pressing on your thighs a little bit with your hands, and exhale it back. Good. Let's keep warming that spine up. Let's just take some big spine circles here. Okay, our hips are staying locked into the chair. Sits bones are staying locked into the chair. Inhale it in, exhale it out. Take whatever speed you want to with this. There's no wrong way. And inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale, inhale, exhale, and reverse it. Inhale and exhale, and inhale and exhale. Good. Inhale and exhale, and inhale and exhale. Good. Okay, let's take our hands to our shoulders. Now, if you notice yourself, sometimes I notice myself while I'm sitting, I start to kind of arch my lower back. Just pull your belly button in a little bit to protect that. Hands come to your shoulders, pulled up nice and tall. We look to one side and twist, and then we twist to the other side. And we inhale and exhale. Excuse me, and inhale and exhale and inhale and exhale. And if you'd like to, you can speed it up. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Good. This may be a very strange move for a lot of us. I know when I first started it, it just felt so strange. That's okay, just stick with it. Just make sure you're breathing through it. You don't have to go quickly at all. You can take it nice and slowly. Good. Now take one hand out, palm is to the ceiling, other hand rests down, and look in the opposite direction. Good. Good. And let's switch. So other hand comes out to the side, palm is up, and look in the opposite direction. And extend your fingers out so they're spread nice and wide. Good. And release. release. Good. Okay, so we're going to, as I promised, we're going to do our poses in a seated position today. And if you don't care for this, feel free to stand up and join us from a standing position. We went through most of them last week, so if you've never done yoga, you at least have a little bit of an idea. And if you'd like to just join us staying seated, that's fine. And then next week, I'll go back to the standing positions. But I want to show this option for those who feel more comfortable staying in a chair. Okay, so we're going to start with our mountain pose in the chair. And believe it or not, there is a way to engage our legs while we sit in a chair. So let me move my towel out of the way here. Okay, so take one foot up, press the heel into the ground, and then the ball of your foot, and then your toes are spread nice and wide, and they slowly come down. Okay, so you've got that foot, all four corners of that foot pressing into the ground. You might even be able to feel this leg engage. When you press into the ground, you can feel through here maybe that leg engage. Now take your other foot, press the heel, the ball of your foot, and then your toes are nice and wide. So your feet are pressing in. Now we're going to squeeze them together like we have that block or something between our thighs. We're pressing together, maybe thinking about your hips pressing together. Okay, now our upper body, our spine is going to be nice and straight. But let's kind of move into this by taking our nose up and our shoulders up, and then we release our shoulders back down. Our chest is open. If your hands are forward, take your palms open to the front. Chest is nice and open. Lots of energy pulling up through your upper body and pressing down through your back body. And let's take some deep breaths here. Legs are pressing into the ground, and exhale. Good. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Good. Exhale. Feet are active. We're pulling up with our upper body to the ceiling. And inhale. Exhale. Good. We can still be as strong as a mountain, right? Even if we're seated. Now our legs are still active. They're pressing into the ground. All four corners of the feet pressing in. Let's take our arms up. Good. Our shoulders are nice and wide. We're not hunched together. Lots of space. I like to keep my fingertips spread wide. Lots of energy going through the fingers. Thumbs facing the back, and chin is up toward the sky. And exhale it down. And inhale. Big breath in and exhale. Big breath in, inhale. And exhale. Couple more. Big breath in. And exhale. Good. And deep breath in. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Very good. All right, let's move down to our version of downward dog. So I'm going to turn sideways so you can see this a little bit better. And this is where you will have to use the resistance of your own body to push yourself further on this one. If this is too easy and you think, oh, I'm just kind of moving back and forth, you can really use your hands to press into your legs, pressing your feet into the ground, right? There's lots of resistance we can provide for our own body. Okay, so for a downward dog, where typically we have a nice long spine, okay, our legs are nice and straight. Now, from a seated position, what I want to do is just really stretch forward. You can press into, use your hands to really hold your upper body, hold the weight of your upper body, pressing in to your thighs. Okay, legs are strong. All right, they're still pushing into the ground, squeezing that block together. So take about 3 more deep breaths here. Good. Now from here, we can move into an upward dog. We can do even more of a push-up actually from here if you'd like to add the push-up. Keeping your elbows in, you can press down more, really squeezing your arms, Lots of energy through your arms, okay? You'll feel it. Trust me, you'll feel it. Okay, so your hands are about underneath your shoulders, and then you can press your nose and your chest up into an upward dog from here. Kind of like our cat-cow, very similar. Okay, and then we can come back down. Nose and chin come down, and then we press up with our hands. Okay? I can feel it in my arms, so it may look easy, but if you're really using your arms and your hands and your legs, you can really feel that, okay? So let's do this. Let's go up. Let's take our arms out and up. Nice inhale. And we're going to come down to our legs, okay? And we're going to move into our version of the upward dog, or the downward dog, okay? Our back is nice and straight. Okay, with lots and lots of length through our head all the way down to our tailbone. Good. Release out of it for a second and then come into your push-up. Good. Pressing down, pressing down, pressing down. Now your chin and your chest are going to push out and up for your up dog. Good. Nice deep breath in here. And then we'll release it down. Good, and using your arms to come up. Oh, using your arms to come up. Good job. Okay, let's do that again. Inhale it in. And exhale, hands down. Good. Let's take a flat back forward. Lots of length through your upper back. All the way up through your head. Good. Release out of it. And exhale it down. Using your arms for the push-up, and inhale it up. Exhale it down. And push up. Good. That was excellent. So when we, in future classes, when we're standing up and doing that, you can do that motion with us. Let's try it one more time just to make sure we have it, okay? And this time, if you want to, you can even think about your legs. It's easy to think about our upper bodies and forget our legs. So again, press your legs into the ground, press your feet into the ground, squeeze those legs together. All right, here we go. Inhale it in. Exhale it down. Come forward for a downward dog. We should call it a forward dog. That's what we should call it. Okay. Good. Pressing your feet into the ground, squeezing them together. And release it up. Now using your hands, your arms to control your body weight down. Exhale it and inhale it up. And exhale it down. And your arms are pressing up. Excellent. Good. Good, good, good. Okay. Now, let me show you, and this is where this may feel awkward. So if you prefer to do the standing, please feel free to do the standing this week. But for those who would prefer to sit, I want to show you these modifications. So we're going to do a warrior 1 and a warrior 2 and a goddess pose in our seat. Okay, so you're going to take one leg to the side. The other leg is going to come behind you, and you may need to shift around a little bit. You may need to shift your weight back a little bit, okay? But look at that, we can still get into it from here. The warrior 1's a little more challenging because you really should have your hips square, but just do the best you can with it, okay? So we can still push through the outer edge of our back foot, pulling up through the arch of that back foot, and then we can be here. So let's take our arms up. Good, and we're holding. And if you would rather hold the chair, feel free to hold the chair. Okay, or maybe have one arm up, one arm on the chair. And let's breathe here for 3 more. Pushing through that back leg. Lots of energy through your arms. Good. Releasing the arms down. Let's shift to the other side. Okay, so we're going to I'm turning toward my left leg. Okay, my foot is directly under my knee. And my back leg, you might need to scoot back in your chair a little bit. Okay, your back leg is going to stretch out. Okay, it can be at an angle. You're pressing through that outer edge of that back foot, pulling up through the arch, really pressing into the ground. Okay, getting your hips as square as possible. And then from here, if you want to take an arm up, or 2 arms up, or no arms up, it's up to you. Okay, let's take a few more breaths here. And let's release it down. Let's come back to the front. So that's what a warrior 1 will look like. Let's go on to a warrior 2. A chair pose, actually, we won't do much with this sitting down. A chair pose, what you can do if you're seated, you can always come up a little bit and just kind of barely hovering over the chair when we do a standing chair pose. Or you can just stay in your seat and just take your arms up. If you lean forward and keep your chest and your kind of face open, it still is really good for your core muscles through there, okay? So this is the modification for a chair pose, or hovering over your chair just a little bit. Good. Now warrior 2, okay, let's go back to the first side we were on. So I have my right leg forward, my left leg is back, lots of energy through that back leg, through the outer edge of your back foot. Now your arms are going to open wide. Good. Okay, we still have tons and tons of energy pressing out through our fingers. Good, let's take some deep breaths here. Little bend in your back knee. Good. One more deep breath. Good. Now reach your front arm forward. Go ahead and take it up and back. Your back arm comes to your thigh, or it could hold the chair if you need to, either way. Good. Deep breaths here. Big stretch through your side body here. Good, and let's release it back to your front leg. Okay, now here we're going to do a side angle. So if you would like to take your elbow down to your leg, you can, and this back arm is going to come up at a straight angle here. Okay, or you can lay this arm down if you'd like to. If that's more comfortable, you can hold the chair. Okay, we have different options, but you can, as much as you can, hold your upper body up by itself, but if you need to release onto that front leg, you can. Good, big stretch, and last one, good. All right, now let's go to our goddess, okay? If you prefer to stay seated, you can do a goddess pose here. It will be a little bit different. So let me add, you can stay here and keep your legs out wide and just stretch with us, pressing them back as much as possible. You can even use your hands to push them back a little bit. Another, if you feel like you need something kind of between that and the standing goddess, you can put your hands on the inside of your legs here and just stretch forward a little bit. That feels good, actually. I might join you here next time. And deep breath. Good, now don't go too far forward that you're going to fall out of your chair, but you can stretch forward a little bit, trying to keep a flat back. Or again, you can keep your upper body up and just stretch those legs out. Okay, let's transition to warrior 2 on the other side. So shifting your hips around so that you can get that back leg extended. Okay, it may feel like you're going to fall out of the chair. Please don't fall out of your chair. It's my one request. Okay, so we've got our arms spread wide, lots of energy through the outer edge of that back foot, pulling up through the arch, little bend in this knee, and energy through the arms. Good, and deep breath. Breathe it in. 2 more. Good. Now take your front arm out, up, and back. Good. Now, do you remember that this back hand again can be on your back leg, or it can be resting on the chair, wherever you need it. Maybe you could even put it on your hip. Now, do you remember that cat-cow, or that up dog we did? Try to have that feeling in your chest, so it's nice and open. Good. And stretch it out and come out of it, and just keep going down to your front leg, okay? This elbow again can rest on your knee, trying to hold your upper body up as much as possible, but if it needs to rest, you can do that, no problem. Okay, so we've got a nice side angle. This top arm can come up. You can look up toward the sky if you'd like to, or if you're just not feeling that today, you can always have your hand down, resting on your chair, on your thigh. Good. Or maybe play with it. This may be one of those things where you can do a little bit more than you think. So if you've got all your weight on your elbow, maybe just lift your elbow up just a little bit. Good, just play with it. See what your body can do. Good. And let's come out of that nice and slowly. Press yourself up out of it. Good. Okay, we'll do a seated eagle. What we will do often is either a tree or an eagle pose. Let's try an eagle pose. I'm going to scoot back so you can see my feet. Okay, so with an eagle pose, you can cross your ankles over so that you have a ball of your foot on the ground. Okay, and we're going to squeeze our legs together. Okay, if you would like to add an arm, take your arms in front of you. The right arm comes under the left arm, and the back of your hands come up together, or even cross over, and then we lift our hands up toward the ceiling. I know that's complicated. Okay, whatever version of that your body can get into, go for it. And if you would like to cross you over at your knees, you can always do that as well. Okay, squeezing your legs together, lifting your hands up toward the ceiling. Good, let's release our arms. Good, and then our legs. Okay, excellent. Let's go to the other side. So your other ankle crosses over. Okay, this is my left ankle crossing over. So I will cross my left arm under my right arm at the elbows. And you know what, if this is as far as your body's going, that's fantastic. If this is as far as your body's going, that's fantastic. Listen to it and do what it's telling you to do. Okay, maybe you have the backs of your hands together. Maybe you cross over and place your palms together. Okay, maybe you cross at your knees, squeezing your legs together. Wherever you are, squeeze those legs together. Lift your fingertips toward the ceiling. Good. Good, and release the arms. And let's come out of it. Excellent. Let's move on to our stretching. I'm going to have time to have a nice stretch today. Okay, so I brought my other chair along with me, as promised, so that I can show you how to stretch with a chair. I'm going to move mine down a little bit. It doesn't have to be a chair. It can be just something that's elevated. Okay, so what we're going to do is start with, let's actually start with like a butterfly. Okay, so put your foot up on the chair in front of you. You're going to, or the stool, whatever, and you're going to release your knee down, and then you're going to stretch forward. Okay, this is half of a butterfly. Your foot is flexed. Okay, and we're just trying to keep a flat back. And we're just going to hang out here. Gravity and breathing are your best friends when you're stretching. So keep that in mind. If you can lengthen your body, take nice deep breaths, gravity will do its job and it will take you deeper. Good. And come out of that nice and slowly. Let's take our foot to the front. So we're going to press through our heel. Arm comes up, little bend in your front knee, and reach your arms out and over your leg. Good. Deep breath here. You can go ahead and place your hands on your leg if you'd like to. You can leave them out to encourage more of a forward stretch. Come on up out of it, nice and slowly, nice and slowly. Okay, now this may take some finagling and some adjusting, but taking your foot now to the side, okay, so you have to move one of your chairs, so I'll pause for just a second. I'll talk through this while you move your chair. Okay, so now get your leg as much to the side. It may just be here, that's totally fine. It may be here. Wherever you can get it. Okay, we're going to sit up nice and tall. We want both of our hips solid on the chair, both of our sits bones solid on the chair, okay? We're not lifting one up, we're trying to get them solid. Good. We're going to do a side stretch, so let's take our opposite arm up. Deep breath in, lifting it toward the ceiling, and out and over your leg. Good. Good. Another variation of this is to take both arms out. That's really hard to do. Little bend in your knee. Stretch out and open. Very good. Okay, now turn back toward your leg, have your leg in front of you, and taking your, I would say if you're stretching your right leg, take your right hand lower, your left hand higher on your shin, and stretch it up toward your body. And you can't even grab the outside of your leg, if that feels good. And stretch it up the outside of your foot. Pardon me. Good. Now from here, moving your knee out toward your shoulder to try to get a wider stretch. Okay? And if you need to kind of move your hands to have more stability on your leg, that's fine. Now taking your foot with your opposite hand, let's stretch it over top of your knee. Nice big breath in, and let's stretch it forward. Good. For a seated pigeon. Enjoy the stillness. One last deep breath and then slowly come out of it. Nice. Okay, let's go to the other side. Again, I'll give you just a second to readjust your chairs and yourself. That's the thing, I like stretching with two chairs, but it's a little cumbersome to try to get sorted out. So take your time, get everything situated. And then when you're ready, go ahead and place your foot. This is my left foot, so it's the opposite of what I just did. Place it on the chair, flex your foot, and then drop your knee, and we'll stretch forward. Pulling that chest out over your foot. Good. And one thing, if you feel a particular area that's tight, one thing you can do is take your fingers and just kind of massage into those muscles. You have fibers and tendons and muscles and everything all in there that sometimes just get tight and they just need a little extra love and attention, right? All right, so come up out of it. Now extending your front leg forward. You need to adjust your chairs a little bit again. Front foot is flexed. Okay, we're going to lift up nice and tall, deep breath in, and extend it forward. Good. You can take your hands on your shin, up toward your knee. I wouldn't put them on your knee, but up toward your knee, your ankle, your foot, your chair, out in front of you. You can keep them out there. Deep breaths. Good. Okay. Now we need to turn to the side, so go ahead and get yourself adjusted here. Okay. Our sits bones are both pressing into the chair. So going forward, if you prefer stretching with 2 chairs, just have an extra chair handy. If you prefer stretching with a towel, just make sure you bring a towel to class. And just whichever you prefer. They're the same basic stretches, just one is using a chair to support our leg and one is using a towel to support our leg. All right, opposite arm comes up. We're going to reach toward the ceiling and then out and over our leg. Good. And from here, try not to collapse down. Really try to keep it open. You might even look up toward the ceiling. Good. Lots of energy pressing through this heel. A little bend in your knee. Good. Release and come out of it. Good. Okay, let's go back to having our leg in front of us. All right, so just hold it in here, taking your same arm as foot down, other hand up on top, and just stretch it in. Good. And you may want to move it out toward your shoulder and then move your hands as you need to adjust. Good. And then taking your foot in your opposite hand, go ahead and stretch it over your knee for a seated pigeon, and we'll hinge forward from our hips. Particularly in the hips is where I find I sometimes need to kind of massage and work some things out there. It's the same idea if you've been in a class where you take a tennis ball and you roll it over your foot. It's the same idea, just using your fingers. Good, and slowly come out of it. You can even roll up through your spine. Good. All right, I want to do just a little back bend here. Nothing too crazy. Let's take our hands, scoot forward a little bit. Take your hands behind you on the chair, okay? Now from here, take a nice deep breath in, and you're going to press up, lift up to the ceiling with your chest and your chin, and you're going to open it up to the ceiling as much as you can. Good. Pressing into the chair with your hands, lifting with your chest. Good, and very slowly coming back out of it. So chin comes back down, chest comes down, and we release. Good. Now, if you have your towel handy, good, and I didn't tell you to bring it today, so if you don't have it, that's fine. If you do, go ahead and take a nice wide V with your hands, and then lower it down behind your chest. Okay. And if you don't have it handy, maybe just take this time to Try to take your hands, you could even take them on your chair and just open your chest up, okay? Kind of pulling back with your hands and pulling forward with your chest. Good. Good. Now we are at the part of the class which most people say is their very favorite part. So I want you to just settle back in your chair. Okay, no tension anywhere right now. We're just completely relaxed. Check, make sure your jaw is loose, your tongue is at the bottom of your mouth. Maybe kind of shake your head a little bit, back and forth, up and down. Good, and just take some nice deep breaths here. Inhale. And exhale. This time let's inhale for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause and exhale for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Good. Let's take one more big inhale. And slowly wiggle your fingers and toes. Open your eyes if they've been closed. Good. And thank you. I just want to say thank you for joining me today. And I hope you found it helpful. Hopefully some of these modifications, if you're more comfortable in a chair, you can take them forward with us in class. And I will see you back here for class number 3. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.